Hello and welcome to Perspectives, where we take a deep dive into the issues of the day and where we take a look at people's opinions on such issues. I am Ruth Osime. Well, let us begin the show by commiserating with parents, guardians and families of all the victims of yesterday's very regrettable school building collapse in Jos, the Plateau State capital. Our hearts also go out to the government and the good people of Plateau State for this unforgettable tragedy. May God grant them fortitude to bear their losses at this time. Having said that, they say true love knows no boundary, creed or color. It is supposed to stand the test of time with patience, understanding and perseverance from both parties. But recently, one of our guests today, Joseph Edgar, wrote an article that rattled a few cages concerning this love and longevity issue between couples. He said elders had told him that men in their 60s do not stay with the wives of their youth because as they grow frail, they would need a younger, fresher woman who would not be carrying the baggage of hurt and revenge to take care of them. He believes this advice. But when Edgar saw Silva, who is also with us today, at a show displaying so much affection and attention to her ailing husband of almost 4 decades, Olu Jacobs, he was perplexed. He could sense Joke's warmth and dedication to her husband as she fanned him, moved his head, put it on her shoulder, dabbed his face with a handkerchief intermittently, and literally spent more time making sure he was comfortable than watching the show they came for. Edgar was shocked because what he was seeing here was totally in adherence to what he had been told. So naturally, his article has led to the core of today's conversation. Does replacing the wife of your youth for a much younger model automatically elongate happiness and longevity in a union? I guess the veterans in the house will further enlighten us on this. We are heading for a short break, but do well to stick with us because we'll be back shortly to meet our wonderful guests. Queen of the screens, Silva, entrepreneur and productive executive, Joseph Edgar, and our own king of boys, Charly Boy, one of Nigeria's foremost civil rights activists. Perspectives will return in just a moment. Let's now get to meet the conversation, to the meat of the conversation by introducing some of our very special people on the show today, starting with Silva, an actress, director, and businesswoman. Silva is the wife of Olu Jacobs, a veteran Nollywood actor. Viewed as Nollywood's legendary royal couple, Joke and Olu have made humongous impact in the industry. Today, as her other half fights dementia, Joke has become a very strong pillar of support and love to her husband of almost 4 decades. Also joining us is Joseph Edgar, popularly known as the Duke of Shomolu, arguably one of the most incisive salespeople in Nigeria today. Aside from a 22-year investment banking career and another 7 years producing straight productions, Edgar is a prolific writer whose views and style of writing has been known to oftentimes shake the foundations of societal norms and ruffling a few feathers in the process. And last but certainly not the least of our guests on this edition is Charles Chukwuemeka Oputal, popularly known as Charly Boy, a Nigerian singer, songwriter, television presenter, actor and producer. He is known for his alternative lifestyle, political views, and media productions. Today, we take a look into his private life by discussing what has sustained his marriage of 46 years to his other half, Diane. Many thanks, everyone, to being here on Perspective with us.
Thank you for having us.
Edgar, now you start this topic. Why did you write that article? What it is? Why do you believe that men need to replace the wives of their youth with younger models?
Yeah, because men are suffering.
How are they suffering?
Men are suffering in silence. You know, there's this cult of silence amongst men who, which makes them not come out. Do you get to talk about their issues, as it were? Do you get? So 2 things happened in the last 6 months. A senior friend of mine, yeah, he is retired director of CBN. You know, died in his house on his kitchen table, and they couldn't find it. Nobody knew for 2 days. So he sat on his kitchen table trying to make tea to drink, and when his wife and children are out there, he's been living alone, you know. That's one. The second one You know, the second one is that of about the same issue, you know, where an 89-year-old man also died in his house alone, blind. But the wife was all over the world with the children.
But you can't use that as a yardstick, because you just gave an example of Joke and her ailing husband.
No, I use it as the yardstick. You know, like in your intro now, you say I used to write things, I used to shake.
Yeah, so you probably.
So I needed to. So when I saw. When the social media story came out that Uncle had passed, and I thank God that wasn't true, and then she came out to this thing. So I just felt it was the right opportunity for me to just throw this thing out there again.
Okay, now that you said that, let's ask Charly Boy, do you agree with what he's saying? Do you believe that at this stage in your life now, you feel alone? Because you have been with Diane for 46 years. Are you still together?
So before you get to it, let me make my statement.
Go on.
Okay, so my statement is that men, when they are getting to 55, 60, and are getting weak physically, you get, should begin to think of getting younger wives.
When you're getting weak, you want to not carry one young girl.
Younger wives. Because the wife of their youth, you get, most men may not be as lucky as Uncle Olu Jacob or maybe Charly Boy. Because the wife of their youth will not, women forgive but never forget. So what a man does not want when he's frail is to have a woman around him who cannot forget that he touched his best friend's bum 30 years ago. So that's my statement of fact, statement of problem. So you can
okay, but Charly Boy, do you agree? Do you concur with what he's saying? Because you've been with Diane for 46 years. Okay, now what are let me ask you, what has stood the test of time with you? What has kept your marriage despite any turbulence?
Friendship. Simple. Friendship, warmth, and mutual respect for each other.
But are there things that you did earlier in the marriage that you look back and say to yourself, I probably would have handled it differently this stage?
Of course. The things that you do when you're 30 and when you're 40 are different from the things you want to do when you're 60 and 70. Okay? There are seasons in everybody's life.
Yes.
Okay? Sometimes, you know, like I've had several seasons. My biking season, my big nyash, big ass seasons, my big boob seasons, you know. And right now, I'm just chilling. But what I will never do is to get a young wife.
What is the disadvantage?
I want the person where we don't hold together. So we go understand your wife will kill person. So I would, you know, I'm kind of old-fashioned.
You're old-fashioned?
Yeah, very old-fashioned. When it
comes as controversial as you are?
Well, yeah, that might just be a hype.
Yeah, but what are the disadvantages of an older man marrying a younger woman?
I don't know. I'm not into young people. Never.
But you see the advantages from the tone of your voice.
Hey, this one is still young now. Look if he's still young. You see, kakaraka.
In this kind of conversation, so it's best for us to detach ourselves. Do you get me as a social commentator?
Yes.
Detach myself. Do you get?
No, but you can use an imaginable scenario.
No, I know. Go upstairs. Do you get? And look down.
Yeah.
Do you get me now? So what I'm saying, from what I'm seeing from up, do you get me now, is that yes, there are relationships like Charly Boy's own, relationships like Olu Jacob's own, Joke Silva's own, but there are many relationships you get that are very far.
Yeah, but you have to find a balance. Okay, let's bring Joke in now. Because Joke, when you married your husband, there was a 20-year age gap anyway. So you were already a much younger wife to a certain extent. But look at it now, almost 4 decades down the line, you have become like his mother, his partner, his sister, all in one. So contrary to what he is saying, I believe that it depends on the individual. Do you understand? It depends on the heart of the individual. Whether you are 20 years younger, 10 years younger, 5 years older, it is really about the person, the individual to a certain extent. So when you married your husband, how old were you when you met him, and how did you now manage to find a balance to make that age gap closer?
Okay. First question, when did I meet him? I met him, I think I was 19 going on 20.
Oh, wow. You were young.
When I met him,
and he was what? He was like 39?
Yes.
Oh,
and
my
we got
goodness.
married when I was 24.
Ooh.
And he was like, you know, just 19. I'm his first wife, only wife. So it was, you know, I think, I mean, he had a lot of hurt in relationships before we met. So I guess that was why it took him such a while. But there are two things that I'd really like to address, which is something that Edgar said, you know, Duke of Shomolu. Is this, you said, you know, women don't forget. They forgive. They don't forgive. No, he said they forgive, give, but they forget. Okay. I'm not really sure that you really are supposed to forget, even when you forgive. I think the thing with forgiveness, like Bill Johnson would say, is that you forgive, but and then in the forgiving, in your remembering, you then bring a sense of compassion into your remembering of whatever the issue is. All right? So, and I think it's the same for all of us. If we forget, one thing my husband always used to say is that forgive and forget thing is a very dangerous thing, because you are likely to repeat, you know? So, but when you forgive and then there's compassion in the remembering, then it's okay. And then the other thing that you said that the younger wife is there to, number one, what you're looking for then is, because you're saying that the partner is then frail and all that, then that means that you're looking for a hospice wife. You're not looking for a wife, you're not looking for a partner. And then there is a danger there. What if this younger person dies before you? Do you understand? Because we are not God.
What did you say? Get another one.
How? Do you understand? We are not God. So you do not know what anybody is harboring. Do you get? So like Charly Boy said, I think it's the, you know, the person who knows all your faults, who knows your faults, because neither of us are perfect.
Okay. Now that you said the thing about forgiveness, I want to ask you, Charly Boy. There have been rumors that you said children outside your marriage, whilst you're married to Diana. Is that true? Have you had children?
Before I met Diana.
Okay, before you met her.
Way before I met her.
How have you, what has sustained your longevity, apart from friendship? There must have been things that you would have done to her that really upset her, and things that she has done to you that really upsets you.
Right now, one way you carry me come here to come talk.
No. We are talking about the ups and downs of marriages now.
There will always be up and down, because every marriage now management. And they talk is how, you know, I mean, I'm not an expert too, okay? So, but I'm just telling you the things that I've done, that have worked in my own marriage, okay? And once both parties have agreed to all die there, now they don't go die. You understand? Yes, oh, in my hand. Now they didn't go die, because, you know, people they talk, the devil, you know, better pass the angel to come. Yeah. So now management, 46, 47 years, no be moi, now management. It's not a joke. You know, which I see young people, they don't have that tolerance anymore. They are not patient.
Why do you think they don't have that tolerance?
Because of social, when they born us, they get social media.
Okay, so you think social media too also plays a negative role?
A lot of things. A lot of things, you know. What's trending now is different from what used to trend back in the days. You understand? So sometimes I look at them, I don't blame them, but to each his own, you know, really.
Okay. Now that you are hearing the views of these two veterans in the sense of marriage, do you still believe that a younger replacement is the answer to every man's the answer to every man's issue when it comes to longevity and happiness?
Okay, so there's danger of generalization.
But your article generalized anyway.
No, hold on.
Anybody reading that article, wait. Anybody that's read that article will feel that this is the norm. It's just that Joke was an odd one.
No, let me re-emphasize.
And that might not necessarily be right.
No. I stand by it. It is right.
So you said, okay, so 100 men.
Madam Joke is
okay, let me ask you.
An exception to the rule.
Out of 100 men now in a room.
Yes.
And you now ask this question.
Yes.
How many do you think will be married to younger wives? So how many do you think will have replaced their wives?
Eight will need.
100, I said.
100, okay, 80.
80 of the men would have replaced their wives.
No, 80 of the men would have the need to replace their wives.
It's not a matter of the need.
No.
Have they replaced their wives?
No, hold on now. Let them talk. No, let me talk this now. Let me to match up my point now. So you come and say, come to defeat me now for the team.
I'm like strong man.
They're going to defeat the team now. When I talk now.
Talk.
You know.
We listen. We the elders, we are listening.
Okay, listen. You know, there are two things. One thing is to have the urge to take that step. Another thing is to have the boldness to actually take that step.
Okay.
So what Madam Joke has said here now,
crush.
Yes, my big crush, which I want to really agree with that you have now, is that issue of compassion. You get? So when you forgive and you don't forget, is there compassion? And I want to tell you, in your remembering, you get? So that's what now sticks you out from the norm. Do you get me now?
That's
so yes,
norm,
no, I'm coming. I'm coming.
No, it's the ratio.
It's the ratio. You see, it's very easy.
Are you saying that those that at the end of the day they hate you, they still hate you?
I'm still talking.
Sorry. No.
So is it my people?
Oh my goodness.
For us to be able to achieve a lot in society, especially issues like this, we must kill shame. So people, because of what people will say or what society will say, we'd rather just keep quiet. You get? That's why I'm out here and I'm saying this categorically. Do you get me now? That most women, I keep using the word most, do you get me now? In long-term relationships, lack that compassion that is needed.
I agree.
Yeah, that is needed.
Agree?
You get? Yeah. So now, I will not advise, even myself, which is 9 years old, at 60, 65, 70, when I begin to feel the vicissitudes of life, I'm no longer as strong as I used to be. I'm having erectile dysfunction problem. I'm having diabetes problem, all those problems. Now be saddled with a woman who has no compassion. Now, so the advantage of the younger, fresher person is that person now comes into that relationship without all of those baggages. But you yourself is what Edgar has been saying. If I had thought about this, I would have put in the article. At 65, at 70, I don't need romance again. I don't need lovey-dovey again.
So what you need is a nurse.
God bless you.
But a young nurse.
A young nurse.
What are they doing?
The young nurse can go outside and do whatever she wants to do herself. But I need. Do you hear me now? So I'll give you a small example now. I get eye infection. Doctor say 2 eye drop every 4 hours. You must do. You cannot miss it for 21 days. Abi? Okay. So I'm with my wife of 20-something years that I have annoyed severally over the 21 years. I've annoyed that tire. baby girl, come help me put eye drop, please. 2 a.m. The people from Agodo, they don't sleep. The people for Lekki, are they sleeping? Go and call them to go and put eye drop in your eye. This is in a lighter mode, though. Do you get it? It's a lighter mode. But on the more serious note, I have friends, I have colleagues, I have senior colleagues, do you get me now, who are going through hell because they are with somebody they've been with for years with no compassion. Do you get me now?
Okay. Can I?
Yes,
please. There are like 3 things that you've mentioned. One is the fact that men do not normally come out and speak. They don't. Yes. They lock a lot in, and I totally agree with you.
Yes.
There's society has made it such, now that women are doing a lot of the talking of their issues and things like that, which is really sad. I agree with you there. Men need to come out more and talk about their issues. Wale Oguntokun did a play like that, and he called it the Tarzan monologues. It was an eye-opening, and I hope we can get to do it again. So there is a need to communicate as a couple. It was my husband that taught me how to communicate. I didn't know how to communicate before. I just used to react. And I would say, hey, when you did that thing, like 6 months ago, I say, 6 months ago, when did you discuss it? When did so he taught me. But so there's a need for couples to communicate. That's number one. And communicate sincerely. Because there's sometimes communication that is not sincere. We need to be able to sincere. Then there is, somebody said something, Amaka Chikambono. She said something that I thought was brilliant. And she said, love is an act of will in action. Meaning that you will, there's a point, like you rightly said, there's a point you will get to in your relationship where you will decide that I go die.
I don't reach my last bus stop.
Yes. You know, you must come to that point in your relationship. So I think in that being, so that act of will, why you feel that there is no compassion. Have you, my question then is that, has the other partner shown compassion? Why are you expecting compassion from me if you haven't shown me compassion?
Can I answer?
Do you get?
Answer.
It's easier to show compassion to somebody who have shown me compassion now. So if I'm the first to show you compassion, reciprocate. If you are the first to show me compassion, I will reciprocate. But yes, that the other person will not show compassion.
To get to ignite the compassion from her.
You see, we need to remove this conversation from the utopian to the practicality.
Yes.
So the question a man at 60 needs to ask himself very clearly is that, am I willing to take the risk?
Risk of?
What risk?
Of the risk of continuing to be in this relationship to see whether there will be compassion, whether I show compassion or not.
Okay, now that you said this, now that you said this, terrible, because you are over 60.
I don't get anything to do.
No, but you're over 60.
I'm over 60, so what?
And you're still with your woman now, so help us here.
I don't know, I woke up and that's what I found. And I'm bloody dealing with it. You know?
Yeah, but you're dealing with it, but how have you and your partner been able to overcome whatever grievances that you have had?
Every time they fight now, when we fight,
you said you are friends.
But exactly.
And friends fight.
You see, of course now.
Yes.
Because you were agreeing with him when he was talking. You were nodding your head in agreement.
You see, now that friendship now ain't gone smoothing, make everything soft and airy. Because like she said, that friendship has to come with, you know, I mean, being your authentic self, speaking your truth. Not be friendship of manipulation. Now friendship say, this is who I am. Is either you accept me as I am or nothing. And one or two don't come to that agreement. It's just like you born Pekin. Every time you're busy trying to, you know, bring him or her up in the right kind of way, you keep reinforcing some messages. You understand? Sometimes you gotta feel say nothing they enter. Like me. There was a period in my life my father felt that I was just a lost case. But he no say all those years of pushing down all those morality and everything, it been the enter, but I was resisting it. You understand? So it can happen like that. But when you're dealing from the perspective of friendship, it just makes things, you know, a little more easier.
So it's not as bad as he portrays them.
It's very bad. It's
no,
very
but these are people who have been married for decades.
No, you see, it's
a question of ratio. Well, precisely.
No, you're not
because
but you want those shoes.
No, let me say something about Atijoke's relationship. See, a relationship doesn't even count.
Why won't it count?
I discount it. Because there's a 20-year age difference.
Yes.
God bless you. So
but they've been together for almost 4 decades.
I'm coming. Yes, that 20-year age difference, you get me now, leads to certain reactions on certain issues from both parties differently. So he's seeing you as Now my wife, but now like my pikin. Do you get me now?
Okay.
So as you they look at like say, now my husband, but not like my papa. So there's limit to how you can react on some issues. There's limit to how, like for example, like if I'm dating a 22-year-old, you're dating a 22-year-old.
You want to go down that?
There's nothing that 22-year-old girl will do to me in this life. Do you get that will rile me up? Because the 22-year-old, our problem is data. It's a wig. It's a skirt and blouse. I can just look and they laugh. No matter if he call me anything, want to call me. Do you get me now? That's the relationship. Now, if I'm in a long-term relationship with somebody who is
closer to you in age.
You get dynamics have changed. Tension don't change. Do you get me now? See, let's don't get carried away.
No, but I'm sure he is not. You're not 20 years older than your wife.
Charlie was not saying the truth for obvious reasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's not say the
You know this boy.
The man does not want. Make it snap, no problem. The man does not want to leave this studio and then break his head. So he just accused him. That's why.
You are mad.
Now only me for come talk this thing. Because I have gained freedom that most men will never have. Do you hear me now? So as a day I've been discarded. I've been discarded. So I can say my own.
By your partners?
Yes, I've been discarded. So I can say my own, enter house, nobody asks me any question. I lock myself, I know say I'm going to chop for 5 days. I know say, and the other myself say, I know the punishment. But I must say these things to save society, to save men. Charlie boy is speaking words.
Why is he speaking words?
You know the other trouble. It is okay. See, let me just stop here. When I used to do a church service every Sunday evening on things like this. For men, then later women come start to join. Now, women start entering that thing on WhatsApp, on Zoom with different fake name, so that their husband will not know. But the moment the men realize that the women were on that thing, the way the talking just changed because nobody wants trouble. But honest God truth is that my last sentence, if I keep quiet, is that. Compassion. God bless you for that word. Do you get it? So I have been useless. I agree. In my 20s and my 30s. I have been totally useless. I agree. I have been a philanthropist.
You are saying it as if you are wearing a badge of honor.
Yes. Because you know, because you cannot deny what has happened.
Okay, let's go. Before you finish, before you continue, we are going on a break now. So that let me not kill your momentum. We are going on a break. So please don't leave this very interesting episode. I think there are many more laughs to come after this. So we're going on a break right now. We'll see you in another minute or so. See you right back on Perspective. Welcome back to Perspectives. Please, I have to ask one pertinent question that came up while we were on break. So, Edgar, you said that Charly Boy branches. So, Charly Boy, you now said, you know, the branch, they inherit. Please, I beg, explain. What does that mean?
Just like it sounds. I inherit.
Inherit?
I don't remember the last time where I chased or I asked somebody, you know, if I move into like Bagada now, for all the things I've done for the community, I could inherit the whole Bagada. Just like I inherit the whole, that Warempa for Abuja. You go see my stamp everywhere.
What do you mean by your stamp?
Bus stop, no be stamp.
Now stamp, but they talk say, stamp. As you did this, your
area no be stamp.
Okay, so when you...
Everything that comes to you.
Okay, what did you mean by he branches? When you made that comment, what did you mean by Charly Boy
for
branches?
Clarification.
For clarification, what do you mean?
So it's me that will now come on.
No, sir. You are the one who said it now. So what do you mean by he branches?
No, what I'm saying basically. Okay, let's put it this way. I'm writing this book. Make way for the book.
Okay, we'll wait for the book. Says let's not put him in a spot.
Let's put him in a spot.
Okay, but on a more serious level, apart from all this banter and what have you, somebody like Joke now has been very supportive to her ailing husband.
You don't get a choice.
What do you mean no get choice? You just said now that the man, most women will not stay because of anger.
Okay, so when the
baggage.
article came out, as you can listen carefully.
No, but let's wait. She has been supportive to her ailing husband.
Yes.
You have seen it.
Yes.
And I want to even ask her before we even go.
Okay.
What exactly is wrong with Uncle Olu? He has dementia, right? How has it been? How have you been able to communicate with him better? And in moments of clarity, is he aware of what is going on?
Okay. So the first question, yes, he has dementia with Lewy body, which is totally different from Alzheimer's. The treatment of Alzheimer's and dementia with Lewy body are contraindicative. If you use the medication for Alzheimer's for somebody with dementia with Lewy body, they just go, they go ballistics. Okay. So we discovered that because we got a gerontologist. I always like to say this, that you need, when you get past that age of about 60-something, the kind of doctors that should be treating you when you're in the 70s, 80s are called gerontologists. They deal with geriatrics. Okay. So their treatment is different. In the early years, it was difficult because we didn't understand what we were dealing with. But once we understood, and he got better physically, health-wise, Olu is absolutely fine. He's healthy. He's strong. He arm wrestles with his boys, and they pay attention when they are arm wrestling because it's very possible that this man of 80-something can just move your hand. He's very strong. He's healthy. Once in a while, of course, he'll have some health issues. We'll go to the hospital and sort it out. He also has issues with his eyes. So he's a bit, his vision is pretty impaired. We got some people to work with him on that so that he could manipulate the house easier, But when he's in a strange place, so you find that he shuffles. So when people see him outside, they see he's shuffling. Simply because he cannot see, he cannot navigate that place properly, yes. But apart from that, he's fine. Okay, but you said... but in also relating with him, you understand that he is not the man of, and there are people who are older, people who are younger, who have dementia as well, And the thing is that what we've learned to do is that when you're having conversations with him, meet him where he is. So you're talking now and he's saying, look, am I being asked to come on, I'm supposed to be on set now. And you say to him, you don't say, oh, there's no set here. No, you say, oh, yes, in the next couple of minutes, don't worry, you'll be on set. Are you in your costume? Things like, because you know that where he is, he's on his exactly. Or he can come out and say, but you said that you were going to Ibadan when you never mentioned it. And your response to that is, probably in the next 1 hour. I'll be on my way to Ibadan.
It's amazing that you say that.
Yes, because a lot of people, and even when we get carers, new carers, when they come and they say, oh, daddy is not there. I say, no, you don't say daddy is not there. It's there. Daddy, let me come and help you pick it. Okay. Things like that. And you will find that after a while, he will just, oh, okay. That thing wasn't really there. Okay, so he's the one that will not get the clarity. Yes.
But you also said that he looks frail because the ailment burns fat.
Yes, that's another thing.
Think that he's weaker than he actually looks.
For most people who are in that situation, their fat-making mechanism doesn't work anymore. So they do. He eats well. Wow. Before I left the house, the bar has had 2 meals. Me, I haven't had one. But that's the way it just burns. So some of us who are rather curvy, I say, God, we would like to know that thing. But we don't want the thing that goes with it. Yes,
But it's amazing that you said what you said, because this totally contradicts what you were saying, in the sense that this Uncle Olu now could have met a younger woman who probably would not even have the patience to understand the demands of caring for a man in this status, in this situation is. But on the other hand, I also know of young women who have married older men and grown their businesses and added so much value to their life. In fact, I was going to invite one of them today, but unfortunately, she couldn't make it. The minute she got into his life, things changed for the better. She was more hardworking, she brought youth, vibrancy, everything into the marriage, and started dressing him younger than his actual age. So when you see them, you can't see the disparity that much. But I also know of situations where a younger wife comes in, the man cuts off his family, the first family, and the children are treated like second-class citizens.
That's
and this
sad.
younger wife is controlling the monies, is controlling the man. So there are advantages and disadvantages. I don't think it's all, you know,
one size fits all.
One size fits all. I think it is black and white. And at the end of the day, a man being with a woman that brings out the best in him depends on personalities and compatibility. I think some men, in order to recover their lost youth, end up going to go and marry a woman, and the age gap now comes into play at a certain time. The woman has more energy, she wants to do more things. The man is not as, you know, boisterous. So at the end of the day, how do you find that balance? Do you understand? Because you were saying, Charly Boy, that you don't chase or you don't like younger women. Did you say something like that?
Yes,
I inherit.
Okay,
No,
okay,
he
you
said that
hear
he
it.
doesn't like younger.
Yeah, but has that always been like that? That you
Yes,
never liked younger
yes.
women? Why?
I don't know. Somehow I think they're immature.
Now, well, that has a bit to do with it.
It's a personal feeling, you know. All my baby mamas were, you know, some were like 15 years older than me.
Some of your baby mamas were 15 years old. I don't understand. You were 15
What
years
is that
old.
to
Older
understand?
than me, yes. So with me, that he
Older
doesn't like
than
younger
myself.
Older than
people.
you.
He
So
doesn't like
even when I
older.
start to the fire, you know, I don't know. Older people.
Okay, but why have you always preferred older women?
I don't know. They're more, for me, it's what's in here. It's not about how you look, you know, or how fancy you dress or anything like that. It's what's in here.
For
So
me,
what's your take on that?
Mine is opposite.
Yours is visual.
No. When I first started, I was liking older women. Yes. When I first started, I was liking older women. In fact, the older you are, the better for me because of the maturity, the experience, and the need. Because I had a very strong mother. My mother was a very strong figure in my life. You get? So I gravitated towards strong women. Do you get? But now in my mid-50s, do you get? I just need peace.
And you don't think older women can give you that peace?
That's where we all turn.
No, but are you saying, exactly, but are you saying that older women
Most
can give
older
you peace?
women can give
It's
you
coming too
peace.
soon now. 50.
And maybe go I'm aging fast. So most older women can't give you peace. Most they can't give you peace.
I don't know about that too.
I honestly, I think
it depends.
You know.
I think you
No.
Yes.
Hold on. I knew you were going to say that, so I was waiting for you.
Okay.
That you've been in circles. See, let me just what I'm saying. Because I'm a very open person.
Yes.
Do you get? People open up to me.
Okay.
Do you get me now? I'm out there. Do you get me now? And I've played the team well. I've played the field well. Maybe apart from maybe Charly Boy, Fela, MK. I don't think say Nigerian men we don't do and reach 6 after these people. These are my mentors.
These are the mentors.
These are my mentors.
Yeah.
So when I'm
I'll
talking,
come from my face.
I'm talking from point of experience, and I now put practicality inside the whole thing. You get me now? You see, a 55-year-old woman married to a 56, 57-year-old man. Do you get me now? Now 2 rams locking horn in a bucket in most cases. I'm telling you. So at that point, the man is looking for peace. And I've said it here. There's nothing a 30-some-year-old girl, 20-some-year-old girl, early 40-year-old girl wants to do to me, Joseph Edgar, today, that will let me lose sleep.
You never meet the person.
Yeah, but why haven't you replaced? Okay, so soon yet for you to replace your wife with a younger man.
No, it's not about me.
Okay, generalizing.
Yes.
But how many
You are
men
looking
have
at the
left them?
percentage.
How many men? The ratio is not very high.
Yes,
of men that have left the wives of their youth.
But I've said it earlier here now,
Yes.
that the percentage of men who feel that need is 80%.
Yes.
But the
But
percentage of men
actually
who actually go is the...
Why, but why is that?
Fear of what people will say, fear of society, fear of maybe joint ownership of wealth. There's a lot of things.
Okay.
But you see, they will just sit down there, go to Koikop golf session this afternoon. Just drive there, go and sit down there.
What
You will hear the stories, you will retire.
Ruth, can I say something
Yes,
to what he's saying?
Exactly.
Let me dodge.
Because, don't dodge. Because I think you know this thing that they say that marriage is work.
I think
All
so,
right?
too.
Marriage is work. Now that's the work of marriage. that they will get a point. You think women don't get to that point where they say,
Exactly,
that's
I was just
it?
gonna ask.
They get there. They get there where they say, oh, forget it, I'm done. But then you get past it. Just as you assume that it is fair of what society would say. Yes, of course, all that comes into play. But at the end of the day, what also comes into play with the men that stay is the fact that how do I start again and start building? Building.
Yes.
How do I start again? It's difficult. It's a difficult journey to go through. And so the ones that stay actually get to that point where they say, look,
they resign themselves.
The devil I know is better than the angel I don't. Let me see what I also need to do to make it easier for this woman not to give me the hot water.
On the side of
on both sides. It has to be on both sides.
You keep saying that it has to be one-sided.
Have compassion. Let me tell you something about men. Oh. The problem with you women is that people always want to talk about men. Let me tell you something about men.
Both sides.
Oh, no. You see Charly boys years old. You see fella, you see MKO. Go and look at their lifestyle. You get at their tail end. They always gravitate back to that first.
Why?
To which first? To who?
That first
to the first one.
But that's contradictory to what you're saying.
No. So when they circle back, you get when they circle back. Do you understand? That first wife has to show that compassion that I'm ready to take you back. I'm ready to forgive.
Yeah, but why did they settle back?
No, I'm coming. I don't know. No, I don't know why.
No, because if you're saying, wait, Edgar,
no, I don't know why.
Abi, Joke and Charles, if you're saying the second wife is rejuvenating, it gives you, is fresher, understands you better.
No, I never said that.
No, but the essence of a second wife is that you want a new lease of life, basically.
No.
But why else would you marry a second wife?
The essence of a second wife in your 30s and 40s is what the new lease of life. Essence of a second wife in your younger wife in your 60s and 70s is
a necessity.
It's a necessity. It's
Okay, but why? But you just said now that Charly Boy and Fela them after 10 years they
so yes. So in that their middle,
so?
wait, hold on. In that their middle age, in their 40s and 50s, early 60s, they're circling back to that first person. But that first person is not ready to receive because that first person is still not he has forgiven, but he's not forgetting. It's always reminding you, throwing in your faces. There are a lot of things I can't say here now. You get. Shall we tell him what came to my son? He told me a lot of things about MKO, his relationship with his first two wives. And I saw it very clearly. You get. The first wife never forgets. Kilo day, did they drive you away? Are you getting me now? So at that point, the man goes back again.
Because you're expecting not to be hurt.
God bless you.
So nobody is a robot.
She's not a robot. You expect that person to be
and then you want to make the effort to take that pain away.
Exactly.
So why can't you do that?
It's mutual.
Good. So at that point in time, you get the man, he will now begin to think of his life. I've seen men, older men, who have stopped eating at home for 10 years.
Well, that's extreme.
Yes, it's extreme, but it happens.
Because the man doesn't cook or because he refuses to eat?
He's afraid to eat.
Why? That she will poison him?
Yes.
If she was going to poison him, wouldn't she have done this at 6 years?
No, but...
No, 10 years that she would have killed him.
Whether...
God bless you.
So at the end of the
now
day...
him also know what they do that is scared to eat in his house for 10 years.
So at the end of the day...
But why is he still with the woman anyway? If he cannot eat, he hasn't eaten in his house for 10 years. Why is he still with her?
Exactly.
Why has he? No, I'm asking. Why hasn't he replaced her?
So that brings that new concept now. That new concept of where I forgot what you call it now. Where you're no longer together, but you're together. I forgot what you call it now.
I don't
Marriage
know.
of convenience.
No. There's a word they use. The word they use. So you are together, but you're not together. So there's no emotion.
Why are you quiet, Charlie?
You
have nothing to put in.
It's contradicted. It's contradicted. It's contradicted. But I tell you now.
He's what?
It's contradicted.
But
I tell you now. I mean, you can't bring Charly Boy.
Charly Boy, they say you're contradicted.
See, let me tell you something. The people in Charly Boy's class, it's Fela Kuti, it's MK Abiola, Alaafin of Oyo. That one will not die.
As he was many wives.
Yes. So
but he only has one wife now.
No. Those you know what I'm talking about. So bringing Charly Boy to a show like this, you are killing him. He can't even wait to go. It's not comfortable at all. Atijoke is the only person who's comfortable here because our way is straight like this.
What's that?
Oh, my way, not straight.
You are assumed.
You see, phone on the ring. The only thing I say, what rubbish are you talking here? Let's end the Edgar is not good.
Oh my God.
Charly Boy is correct.
Yeah.
Now you know what you
get
talk.
By the
time he come on, don't block him. He don't go job. He go to Edgar. No go somewhere else go rest. Wetin kind? Last time, just say, no, I had this conversation with him. I say, are you sure this routine won't go? He say, no go.
Chikwe, he has no business being here.
He has no business being here. Now me and Asokwe's both there. She talk her own because she's straight. Me talk my own because me be analyst.
He no straight.
No. You know, in the drop am small. He say he inherit. Then he say get. Then mama wait 15 years more. They drop am small. You have killed this man today.
Okay. I said the joke is on me. The joke is on me.
I never
The joke is on you.
For when Charly boy don't finish.
Charly boy, you can make it quiet.
My phone no ring, I don't switch am off. Edgar, now what you
Charly boy, is it correct what he's saying?
Now you know what in the talk. You know,
He's a writer.
Edgar most of the time is not responsible for what comes out of his mouth.
But is he right?
And he no get secret for this
No, but is he right?
As
The
you see this guy.
analysis about is he right?
I get secret though.
No. Oh yeah, how many wives you don't marry?
No, see now, you want to attack me now for live TV now. Make TV close.
But what did you do for?
But that's what you just did.
That's what you just did now.
But you've been attacking me. I just they look.
No, but you all pass me. You're supposed to just keep quiet, make I go. You won't come to attack me again now because
you don't know your
now.
You see, that's the thing. That explains his own, his own logic, which is the fact that I'm allowed to spew.
Exactly.
Yes.
Whatever I want to spew. But once I've done it, forgive me. Have compassion.
And that's the exactly.
Have compassion upon me. I don't spew back. No, I will spew back and then I will take you. Yes. I must spew back. No. I must spew
what
back.
You're asking is that I will continue to stamp on you. So by the time I've gone straight away, again, much to your pain, when I come back, accept me with open arms.
No,
that's what you're saying.
No, I will spew
How practical is that?
Let's spew back. Let's spew.
Excuse me.
Sorry, boy, talk.
You know, I talked before, say there are time and season in everybody's life. True. This is Edgar season. Making they enjoy him. We they wait for him for that side. When he clock, nobody go tell him.
Yeah,
nobody go coach him. Nobody go lecture him. And the things that he thought he knew, now they will all change you.
Because you won these shoes before, have you?
God bless you.
Yes. Yeah, they go all change. So my sister here got it right when he said marriage, now work. Not because people don't want to do the work again. That's why everywhere is crashing. People want they want like a microwave something.
Exactly.
You just put and try me, don't go.
Yes,
but
you're very right.
it doesn't work like that. Because for any marriage that has any measure of longevity, you have to, it's an endless work. But let it be work that you enjoy doing. Make your partner evoke that thing in you. Say, well, no, now fight finish. Maybe I send you one tip, And people, they always ask me, say, this skit way they do. I say, me too. They learn from the skit. Because that's exactly where I want my relationship to be.
Yeah.
I've been talking one talk for almost 30 years in my marriage. It can't be like, say, my wife, they're deaf and dumb. They want to listen. Until almost, I think about 5 months ago, he said to me, he woke me up one night. He says, yes. Only one wife I get now, no be Edgar. Only one wife. Okay, sorry. Okay. So it was only recently. Now he come, they tell me, say, that thing where they tell me before. For the past 25 years, me and you, Diane, we don't forget the same problem. Because who go save us? With very trusting people. And for Nigeria, I'm an open person, and I married a girl at heart who is also open. So that is what is making it easy. No be like say,
thank you.
Easy like that too.
Thank you so much.
I don't see shege.
She said, don't see shege.
Yes, but thank God.
Thank God. Thank you so much, Charly Puta, for such an interesting show. Thank you, Dr. Silva Jacobs.
Thank you.
And may your husband live long.
Amen.
And may you share many more years with him on earth.
Amen.
All those rumors about him being dead, thank God it's not true. So
thank you.
we look forward to many more beautiful years of two of you together.
Thank you.
And as for you, Edgar, may your controversy continue to follow you.
That's a good one.
He shakes the table.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on this episode with me.
Thank you for having me.
Perspectives. So you can expect an older woman to be more mature with experience of life than a younger woman. But you may also argue that a younger woman brings more spark to the marriage. It all depends on your preference and what adds value to your union. Concerning this, social perception should not dominate or determine your life choices. More importantly, the ultimate goal, and profoundly a beautiful one, is knowing that you have someone in your corner. Whether it's the wife of your youth or a much younger replacement, the happiness of any union is measured by the number of scars each partner carries on their tongues, and from years of biting back angry words. Compromising on your differences and making sacrifices determines the longevity and the depth of any marriage. And always remember, as I keep telling you, life is a learning curve. That's all we have time for today. You've been watching Perspectives here on Arise News with me, Ruth Osime. I hope it's been an enlightening episode of the show to you. Until I come your way next time, do stay safe and have a rewarding week.